everybody. Welcome back from spring break. I hope you had a ton of time to relax and get outside because the weather is nice now. Today, we're making foil prints. You only need a few ingredients and you probably already have them in your kitchen or in your school cart. So the first thing you're gonna need to do foil prints is foil. Any kind of foil will do. A foil sheet, foil in a roll from your kitchen. You're also going to need some white paper. Doesn't matter what size, just make sure that the paper is smaller than the piece of your aluminum foil. You're also going to need some markers, preferably in rainbow color. You'll need a spray bottle with some water in it. Any spray bottle is fine as long as it's only water on the inside. And if you're going to do a drawing on the paper before making it really colorful, draw your drawing on the paper using a Sharpie marker. If you do a drawing on your paper using regular marker, like a Crayola marker, it'll kind of fade out and you won't be able to see it on your paper. So make sure you use a permanent marker like a Sharpie. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I have all of my supplies set up. So I have put a piece of foil down on the table. It is smaller than my piece of paper. I've also pre-drawn with a Sharpie on one of my pieces of paper. So this is just Sharpie on this piece of paper ready to go. I'm gonna set this aside. Now I'm gonna take my markers and I'm gonna start coloring on the foil. Now, you don't have to color in a rainbow, but if you are going to put colors next to each other, make sure that the colors are next to each other on the color wheel. These colors will mix, and so if you put purple and orange next to each other, there are colors that will create brown. So you just want to make sure that you're really aware of the analogous colors that you're using. And you really want to make sure that they're not opposite from each other on the color wheel. Those colors are called complementary colors, and those colors will make brown muddy colors. So when you're coloring on the foil with your markers, something to keep in mind is that you want the color to be as big as your piece of paper. So I can see in some areas my color is getting a little bit small, and I definitely want the color to be as wide and as long as my paper. So it's okay to come back to your paper, kind of measure, see what it's looking like, and make it just a little bit bigger than your paper. So on mine, I am making rainbow colors because rainbow colors are my favorite. You don't have to do rainbow colors if you don't want to. You can actually make designs, you can make patterns. Pictures don't really show up really well using this foil printing technique. Just pretty much colors, areas of color, patterns show up best. Okay, now I'm going to measure my paper again and see how much. All right, so it looks like I can add another couple of colors down here, and then I am ready to make a print. All right, so when you've colored on your foil and it fills the same area of space as your paper, you're gonna set the foil aside. I'm gonna do one more quick measure. Looks like I need to add a little bit more color over here. Now, if your colors on the foil don't match the size of the paper, it's totally fine. The only thing it's going to do is it's going to make some white edges around your paper. So if you want the whole paper colored with color, then you would want the whole area on your foil to also have color. But if you don't mind the white edges, then that's totally fine. A little bit more. All right. Now I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to get my piece of paper. So I'm going to get my spray bottle. It just has water in it. And I'm going to do a little spray on my paper. You don't want a ton of water you don't want it super drippy. So if it's real drippy, you might want to blot it dry, move the water around a little bit. You don't want pools of water on this paper. You just want it spritzed wet. If you feel like it's too wet, you can kind of pat it. Now get your foil back. Flip your paper over so that the wet side is going down onto the marker on the foil. Set it down, and then you want to rub the paper onto the foil. And then peel back. Look at that. So cool, right? Okay, so I'm going to make some more colors on this, and I will be right back to show you how to make a print using this paper. Okay, so I've re-added color to my foil, and now I'm going to spray down the paper that I drew my design or picture with Sharpie. Just make sure you're not using a marker. Make sure you're using a permanent marker for that to show up. Okay, and now I'm going to flip it over, put it on my foil. I'm going to rub and then peel up. Look at that. So cool. And this kind of works like paint a little bit. If you want to, you can move it around with your fingers or leave it as is. I'm loving this edge. Now I also have one ready to go that I did a design on. So on this one, I have colored the foil using cool colors. And I have one more piece of white paper. So I'm going to spray down my white paper. I'm going to flip it over on the foil. Rub all over the paper to get the color on it. Peel up. And look at that, it's like tie-dye. So this is so fun. I highly recommend doing this. You need so little materials. And here are all my examples that I've been making this afternoon while I've been working. I can't wait to see what you guys do with this. Have so much fun, and don't forget to post your assignments on Google Classroom for us all to see. See you next time. Bye.